In 2023, Chessington opened the world of Jumanji, the park's biggest investment, including a shuttle-launched B&M wing coaster and 2 flat rides. Just over a year and a half later, the park submitted plans to create 2 new themed areas, one replacing Scorpion Express at the Children's Zoo and the other one replacing Wild Asia. Over the past year, I've covered the construction of both, mainly focusing on Project Play, which ended up being the world of Paw Patrol, which has just opened this past week. Now we turn focus to 2027 and Minecraft World, the park's biggest investment ever at £50 million, will include an intimate indoor multi-dimension coaster, the rethemed Cobra flat ride and a new indoor immersive flat ride. So join me as we look at all the construction over the upcoming year for Minecraft World. Now, in my Paw Patrol construction updates, I did sometimes head over towards the former Wild Asia site to have a look at everything going on with the construction of that project. And I've seen Wild Asia be torn down and kind of concrete foundations poured. But in today's first episode of the Minecraft World construction series, there has finally been some vertical construction on the site. So let's head over there and check it out right now. So starting off here at the Explorer entrance, the main entrance if you're not coming by public transport staying in a hotel, and just through the trees there, it looks like they've installed the lift shaft for the main building. You can see a huge crane, but the main part of today's first episode is the start of the show building just behind it, which you can just see peeking through the trees just there. So yeah, already lots of vertical construction here, and I'm sure that this show building is just going to go up rapidly. This has gone up today. When I was riding Dragon's Fury this morning, that lift shaft did not exist. This here is probably one of the best views, just in the Dragon's Fury Plaza here, as you can really see that progress they've made on the show building today, as well as that crane probably working on some more parts. Not quite sure what they're lifting over there. Also just about to see the first parts of Intamin track for the dark ride portion of this ride. There's also a crane in the distance, probably still working on some of that land clearing. Anyway, let's go for a ride on Dragon's Fury. It says 10 minutes, I think it's shorter, and we'll wait on the stairs or in the station and hopefully get the best view possible on this land. So yeah, from up here we get a fantastic view into the site. This is probably the way to get all of these updates. Yeah, from here you can see that lift shaft that's probably gone in the last 2 hours. You can also see the start of the enormous show building back there. It is absolutely immense. You can also see the station, the brake run, as well as the first part of the dark ride, as well as the transfer track. So lots of machinery on site, but through everything you can just about see the end of the dark ride portion into that launch to take us outside and around a large theming piece. Yeah, that all seems to have been covered up for now, so I wonder if that's because they're building this show building. Yeah, it looks absolutely enormous. I know from the plans how big this building is, so to see the start of it in person is quite something. Lots of stuff going on in the ground. You can see more coaster pins just over there for those footers. Yeah, if we turn our sights over this way, we can see more going on over there as well. But I think the best viewpoint is down by that fence. Now, the other good viewpoint, apart from the Dragon's Fury station, is just down by this fence. And Jeffrey, you can really get a good view of all the track that's gone in so far. Lots of work going on around here. You've got mixing some cement over there. There's kind of construction taking place everywhere. You can really see that track through the trees there. I believe the station is going to be right there. I think there's going to be no offload station. This here is going to be the final brake run, and you can see just behind it as well the dark ride section start just there. So yeah, but you can see just how huge this building is, especially from the lift shaft there. It's just an absolutely enormous show building. Can't wait to see how they're going to theme it up. As I said, this is a £50 million investment. The coaster itself is probably less than half of that, so there's a lot of this budget going into the theming. Don't know if any of that budget has gone into getting the IP, but if it hasn't, that's just better for this land, because I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, one part of the site we can't really see from inside the park is what's going to be the entrance right here. So I've just come out here from the gate, and here you get a decent view of what's going on there. I can see pins. I'm not sure if these are for footers, because this is quite far from the rest of the coaster. So I wonder if it's just for something else, but it's interesting that they're out here. Obviously the main entrance is going to be right there, and you'll walk in this way, there'll be loads of theming, and of course you'll have the massive show building just off to the side there. Yeah, let's head over towards the Gorilla car park. So the Gorilla car park does seem to have the site offices, which is nice, so they're kind of not actually on site. I'm going to try and keep my distance a bit, because I don't think they're expecting anybody to kind of be walking around today. I think in general I'm going to try and stay away from everything just whilst I'm around here, unless I've got permission to do so. But you can see here some massive Intamin supports. You can also see what's left of Cobra. I believe the rest of it has now been sent off to be rethemed. Really excited to see what that's going to look like. And yeah, look at all these supports. I believe the green ones are probably for the outside section. And yeah, just looks really cool looking at everything here on the ground. I remember when Chase's Mountain Mission was delivered, that was all lying here. I got to see that as well. These are like huge. I saw the ones for Chasing Mountain Mission. These are massive in comparison. Looks like we've got some more dark ride ones just over there, and these are probably all for the outdoor sections. Yeah, wow, lots of pieces. Trying to see if I can read any of the numbers, see if I know what they mean. We haven't got any kind of non-indoor track yet, or any kind of the main ride park track. I don't know when we'll get that, but I'll try and cover it. Actually, I think it's a good time to mention, just whilst I try and dodge these massive trenches left by the excavators. In terms of when I'm going to do these updates, I can't come down to the park like every single week to do them. So if there's any big news that I see getting kind of being reported, I'll make like a mini update, just kind of discussing that, and then hopefully around once a month I'll be able to do kind of a big on-site update looking at everything. I've just spotted some track just over there. That's pretty cool. Didn't even realise they've kind of hidden that away. So yeah, this is going to be the park's first and only Intamin coaster. Can't wait to have an Intamin down here finally. We do have another Intamin multi-dimension, which is 13, but this is going to be more like an Uncharted style ride, but hopefully with the budget they've got, it's going to be a much bigger ride. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this first Minecraft World construction update. As I said, I'm going to be trying to do as many of these as I can. If I can't be on site for an update, I will at least be trying to do a video about it. But yeah, with that said, please like if you enjoyed this first episode, and subscribe so you don't miss all the updates coming from Minecraft World. This is going to be a huge project and I can't wait to cover it. That said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!